Mr. Jake Abernathy, thank you so much for being here today with us and sharing a little bit about your adventure, your journey, your story about how you got involved with the pavement business. Everyone, my name is Judd Burton, President of Asphalt Kingdom, and welcome Jake Abernathy, Doctor Asphalt.
Happy to be here.
Awesome. Appreciate you being here.
No problem.
So Jake, just quickly, what made you start Doctor Asphalt?
So I started Doctor Asphalt in college, ultimately because I needed money to pay for tuition. Same with my partner. So we both had done asphalt in the past. And so we were looking for something to do in college, and we both knew how to do, sealing, or so we thought. So we started that our sophomore year. Didn't think it would be something that I would follow for the rest of my life. But at the time it was to make money. But now it's, something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So
Building a real company.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on. That's fantastic, man. So initially you were trying to essentially fund your education, your tuition.
Yep.
Through Sealcoat.
Through Sealcoating.
That's incredible.
And at the time, I didn't know how fast it would take off. So once I saw that, I knew it was something to keep following.
Right. Now, with your business, what I understand from conversations with you is you're not trying to be the lowest bidder. Is that right?
Absolutely not.
So you're really trying to be the highest quality type service company that's going to be providing the highest level of quality output. Is that right?
That's correct.
Tell me a little bit about that. Why are you not shooting for the lowest price when you're bidding, but instead focusing on quality and pricing your services at a level that is where it needs to be for you to be able to grow?
Yeah, well, usually when you're the lowest bidder, you get tied up in cutting corners because you still need to try and make a profit. And so when things go wrong, you're going to end up starting to cut corners, and that's where the bad reputation comes in our industry. A lot of people get the low bid, and they choose the low bid because it's the lowest price, and then their job isn't satisfactory because they start cutting corners, they water the sealer down, stuff like that. And like I said, that's where the bad rep comes. So we want to be a part of changing that idea of what contractors are like in the asphalt industry.
Right. And we've had a lot of discussions this last week here at the Gold Digger Retreat about adjusting this industry and really helping to improve the quality and service levels that we're needing to output in order to really build a solid industry that's respected by the actual clients.
Right.
Right. So essentially, if there are contractors in the industry that are watering down sealer and cutting those corners, they're looking for quick, instant gratification type solutions and enabling them to fill their pockets quickly.
Right.
But it doesn't build long-term loyalty. Is that right?
Right. They're not looking for the long-term business model. They're just looking for money for the weekend, or just quick profits.
So for somebody starting in the business, obviously you'd recommend going the quality route and pricing it at levels that are at the higher end of the industry standard, so to speak, in those pricing ranges. Is that what you'd recommend?
To be honest, I think when you're starting, maybe you should be a little bit on the lower end. You don't have to be outrageous where you can't make any money. But when we started, we were, on the lower end, but we still did a good job. And that's how we got all of our good reviews. We have 0 bad reviews. And that's how we got our word of mouth going. And so now we're able to raise the prices because of that. But I think you do need to be maybe a little bit lower when you start, just to start doing jobs and showing people that you can do a good job. And then you can raise the price.
Makes a lot of sense. So what you're doing is you're building credibility, establishing your company through providing excellent quality, not cutting corners, but maybe pricing it a little bit lower just to get the momentum going. Yeah,
Yep.
That's awesome. That's great advice for anybody starting an asphalt maintenance company. I definitely recommend that you think about that. Also, another question I know that a lot of people will have for you, and they do in the industry for people starting out. What were your biggest challenges if there were a couple challenges in year one? What would they be?
Biggest challenges in year one for me is not having started like a actual business before. Was just how to get everything in order, how to get the entity set up, bank account. Do I need this? Do I need that? The hardest part was just figuring out how to get it running. And then I would say also finding the money to do it, because I had a lot of student debt. My parents weren't able to co-sign on much on the business side. So we had to go out and find money. We got a little bit from banks, not much. Most of it was from family and friends, or through the University of Wisconsin helped us a little bit too. So.
Got it. So yeah, you could understand how those would be challenges. So maybe like a checklist of what you need to get started and places you could go for assistance.
Right.
And able to, would that be helpful?
Yeah, someone you can bounce the questions off instead of just kind of searching the internet.
Right. So at Asphalt Kingdom, we are currently working on that. We do have quite a bit of that framework in place, but it would be great to continue to connect after this conversation and maybe go through that list to help other people who are watching this understand what that checklist would be. That would be fantastic.
Absolutely.
In year 2, what kind of challenges did you deal with in year 2?
I'd say year 2 was more of trying to get the jobs that we wanted, instead of just, in the beginning, we did a lot of jobs where the asphalt was alligator and maybe shouldn't have been seal coated. But at the time, we needed any job we can get. So I think year 2, the toughest part was just getting enough clients and enough bigger or better quality jobs to keep growing.
To keep that momentum going.
So getting more clients in year 2 for us was definitely the hardest part.
So maybe learning additional ways or different ways to maintain that pavement asset. So if they're if they're just hairline cracks versus alligator cracks, those kind of things, just really knowing what kind of product applications there would be and stuff, and then being able to ultimately find the right clients to keep that momentum going, so you could go into year 3.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in year 3, what kind of challenges would you say you had, or would they?
Year 3, we grew 100% each year.
Wow.
So far. So in year 3, we were getting the big jobs and the jobs that we wanted, but we didn't have enough people, and we still don't. So it was just a hectic lifestyle. I was out there, 2 other guys trying to do these huge jobs, and still not trying to cut corners because we don't want to get any bad reviews. So for year 3, we didn't have enough people, so that was the hardest part. And that's still something that we need to work on. We want to keep growing.
So finding staff, resources to essentially help you with that growth trend that you're on. Yeah, I hear that a lot. Hiring is a big challenge as you continue to grow, and hopefully, as we go through this development of top contractor school community, and we continue to build these communities together and really work in an effort to improve the industry, we can draw in a lot of great resources and potential hires for companies. Would you think that, let's say in top contractor school, like in the Facebook group, if there was a section in that group that were people looking for jobs, do you think that would be something that would be beneficial to the industry?
To teach people how to jobs,
to teach about how to properly hire, but also actually have a directory of people that may be looking for work.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I would use that for sure.
Yeah, we're going to be working on that as well, so that's exciting and upcoming as well. So it's interesting as we go through these discussions. What we're doing is we're identifying problems that we can ultimately find solutions for. So it's interesting if you listen to Jake's adventure here, year 1 through year 3. There's been growth all the way through and new challenges. In business, we always have challenges that we're confronted with, but the goal is to obviously work together and really identify what those are in order to find the solutions and improve and grow your business. Jake, really appreciate this time. I just have a few more questions. What was your biggest turning point or pivot for your business? The biggest turning point?
Yeah, honestly, the biggest turning point was meeting people like you and Brian in the top contractor school. I really didn't take this business seriously until the last season, and that's kind of when I met you guys. Just getting the right people around you, I think, was the best move for us, because there is a lot of negative people in the industry who will say, stay small, don't do this, don't do that. When people in top contractor school and everybody here says differently. So getting the right people, getting the advice from the right people has been the best move for us.
And that is so awesome, and honestly, like overwhelming sense of gratitude towards you for that share, and I can feel how authentic that is. And I want, on my side, I want everybody to know who's watching this that we are here for you, and you don't need to feel like you're alone, because it's very easy to feel as though you're alone. We've had a lot of conversations like that,
Mm-hmm.
and to know that you can reach out and know that there's going to be a helping hand when you might, take on a big gulp of water and you're having a hard time breathing, if you know what I mean. So just know that we're also here for you, watching, for anyone watching. If you could do one thing differently, what would that be? From the time you started until now, one thing.
I would have spent more time on learning how to train my people and being able to delegate. Even still right now, I'm a perfectionist, so if I see somebody not doing it right, I'll just kind of take it over, do it instead of teaching them and letting them do it. So that's something I need to work on, and if I could go back, I would spend more time on that. But now that I know that I need to, I'm going to, spend more time learning and implementing that.
That's incredible, man. That's incredible. And I know that with the training, and training's not just operations, right? Training's sales, and there's a lot of different pieces to a business that you have to, essentially be working with your staff ongoing, and making sure that team is tightly fit and operating like a well-oiled machine, the way you have vision for your business operating. Which brings us to the last question. What is your vision for the future of Dr. Asphalt? Where do you want to grow this?
Yeah, so I honestly want it to be a really big company. I want to move it more into paving. I like the machines, just the thought of it, and more of the longevity part of it. With sealer, it's very important, but it wears off eventually, much quicker than an asphalt job deteriorates. So I want to move into a lot more paving. I have visions to have our own asphalt plant, stuff like that. There's companies around us that are huge and do a lot of work, but there's a lot of things that I see that they don't do the right way. So I think we can eventually move into that position and be the asphalt company who does the freeways and sells all the asphalt in the market. And our market right now is Minnesota and Wisconsin, so I could see that growing as well. So
that's absolutely incredible. Now imagine, for everyone watching this, Jake has told you, this journey, and it started literally with being able to provide him with the opportunity to fulfill the payments for tuition. And how many years has it been now until you now have visions for owning your own asphalt plants and paving freeways? How long has that been from the time that you were thinking about paying tuition to now?
About 4 years.
I congratulate you from the bottom of my heart, man.
Thank you.
Not only are you an incredible friend now and a relationship that I truly am grateful for, just want you to know I'm so, so proud of what you've created at Dr. Asphalt and how you've personally grown. And cheers to an incredible future, man.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
Cheers.